Day 88. Let's get it going. Capitalization on your own. You may correct yourself at the end of the video. Punctuation. This is all review today. With this punctuation, the trickiest thing is figuring out what they're trying to say in the sentence. So read over it. It took me several times reading to figure out what the sentence was actually saying. Oddly, the woman determined to help, reported the journalist, pushed the paramedics aside. Oddly, the woman determined to help, reported the journalist, pushed the paramedics aside. All right, so we're going to have a quote in there because the journalist is reporting it. It must be a live TV kind of report. All right, so we've got quotation marks. Oddly, comma, the woman determined to help, comma, quotation marks, reported the journalist, comma, quotation marks, pushed the paramedics aside, period, quotation marks. Let's take a look at that. Oddly, the woman determined to help, reported the journalist, pushed the paramedics aside. All right, good. Next section is parts of speech, adjectives, and forming them into, taking a proper noun and forming it into a proper adjective. That's stuff from day 52 and day 66. If you pull out those worksheets, you can look at the samples. What they're doing with this is not giving you rules per se as far as how to take a proper noun and make it into an adjective, but they're providing you with opportunities to practice it, because you'll see there are different endings for the different forms of proper adjectives. But if you were to try to explain all the reasons for the different endings, the rules would become so cumbersome it would be harder to learn it versus just memorizing it or somehow finding out that you just knew it. Okay? So, A, we want to change Bach to an adjective to describe this symphony. What kind of symphony was it? It was a Bach symphony. Actually, for Bach, you don't do anything to it. You just leave his name as it is. So it's a Bach symphony. All right, now we want to describe a country that's origin is Asia. And to do that, you would call it an Asian country. A dinner that is hosted by the president is called a presidential dinner. And then finally, a village from Finland would be a Finnish village. Now I'll show you guys. You can check and see how your spelling compared to the proper spelling. Bach, Asian, presidential, and Finnish. Again, if you look at days 52 and 66, you'll see more examples of changing proper nouns into proper adjectives. All right, next section, there is an error in the directions. So pay close attention or you'll get your answers wrong. Compound, complex, compound, complex sentences. A compound sentence contains two or more independent or main clauses or complete thoughts and is usually joined by a conjunction. This is review. Although I started remembering and thinking about, saying that it's joined by conjunctions is helpful if you know what a conjunction is. Some of you may remember memorizing conjunctions as the fanboys. The following words are conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. When those words are used in a sentence, they're being used generally as conjunctions. So that's an alert word that you want to be aware of when you're trying to figure out if a sentence is compound by seeing if there's two independent clauses joined by a conjunction, a fanboy. A complex sentence contains one independent or main clause and one or more dependent or subordinate clauses. And again, as a review, a dependent or subordinate clause doesn't make sense all by itself. It depends on the rest of the sentence to make complete sense. So let's take a look at the directions now. It says place a sideways triangle before the, it says complex sentence, but it's supposed to be before the compound sentence. So change that. You're putting the sideways triangle before the compound sentence. Compound sentence, two or more independent clauses joined by a conjunction. Take a look at 4A. Take an umbrella or you might get caught in a downpour. What do we have here? Let's take a look. Take an umbrella really means you take an umbrella. That's an independent clause. It makes full sense. You may get caught in a downpour. That's an independent clause. It makes full sense on its own. What word is between those two independent clauses? The word or. Is or a conjunction? Yes, it is. So 4A has a sideways triangle to denote that it is a compound sentence. 4B, Leah left work early because she had a dental appointment. What do we have here for our clauses? We have Leah left work early, makes complete sense on its own, because she had a dental appointment. Because she had a dental appointment is a dependent clause. It doesn't make sense all on its own. So for that one, just put a dash. So I know you didn't skip the question, but that you know it's not a compound sentence. All right, lots of words there for this. That's what your answer should look like. Next thing you're going to do is take two sentences and combine them into one sentence. So by now you have done your capitalization on your own and you're just checking in to make sure you got the right answers. I'll hold it up and read the sentence. The Chinese leader's wife arrived aboard Sacred Cow, an airplane formerly owned by President Truman. So these are the words that should be capitalized. And if you look at the first phrase there, the Chinese leader's wife, Chinese is a proper adjective that's formed from China. All right, very good. Nice work today. God bless you.